Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be looking into the for loop, and we'll try to understand what is a for loop and how it works in JavaScript. So for this I have already opened Visual Studio Code, and the file is open, and I've created an array which is taking 6 elements. So if you refer to my while loop video, there I have discussed about what is the requirement of a loop. So now let's go through this again. What is the requirement of a loop basically? Let's assume an example where you have a collection of data, and those collection of data, let's take an example of a list of students. There are 30 students in a class, and for that 30 students I want to fetch each student name, and based on name I want to do something, maybe like based on their roll number I want to fetch their marks, or I want to do something. But in from that collection, one by one I want to get each roll number, and then I want to perform some logic. Okay, so since if there are two or three items, we can still think of duplicating the code and writing the same logic for three times, for the first item, second item, third item. But if there are n items, in our example, if there are 30 items, the same way if there are 30 or 1000 or lakhs of items, then it is not possible to duplicate the code with the hard coded value. Okay, and fetch each item manually, it's not possible, and it's not feasible also, because this will be taking more time. So to resolve this, or to solve this issue, what was done, there was a concept which came in picture. We call it as a iterator. Now, what is a iterator? Iterator is a term, or is a mechanism which takes a collection. It always reads the collection. It does not read a single value. So if there is a collection, it reads the collection, go through the collection, okay, and perform some set of instruction multiple times based on something. Now, previously when we were looking into while loop, we have seen that while loop is nothing but a condition based loop, where we give the explicitly we give the condition, and if the condition is true, then we move inside and execute the whatever lines of code is written within the loop, right? So let's see how we can achieve this using for loop. So for loop, again the syntax goes something like this. The for loop starts with a keyword called for, and inside a for loop there are three parameters or three values that we need to pass. The first is the initialization. That means we need to declare that your loop, how does your loop should start. So I'm telling that my loop should start with value I equal to 0. Okay, then comes the condition, the second parameter. In the second parameter I'll define like, okay, what should be the condition based on which this loop should run, or this iterator should iterate. Okay, so let me give the condition as it should be less than length. Until it is less than length, you keep executing the code which is inside the for loop. Okay, once this is done, then I need to handle the loop, also handle the condition. So in while loop we were handling the condition within the loop, right? But here everything will be doing in one shot in the bracket. Okay, so let me see, tell like, okay, after you done with one round of iteration, you just increment the value of I by adding +1. Okay, so this is something which we'll be doing, and I'll make it where, because we do not have int here, we have where. Okay, and then when it comes inside the loop, I'll just handle the condition as e equal to I, right? Now if I execute this, I'm getting the output. Now if I compare with the while loop, then what we are doing in while loop also, we were initializing, but the initialization was done outside the loop, right? So we were doing initializing outside the loop. This initialization was done outside. Then in the while loop bracket we used to just put the condition, okay, and the increment, the handling of the condition was done within the while loop, but here we are doing again in the bracket. So basically your loop contains three stages: initialization, condition, and the increment decrement, like handling the condition. Okay, so this is how for loop looks like, and this is how it works. So i can again keep multiple lines of code, and those will be executed until the condition is, suppose this is my code. So these two lines of code will be executed until this condition is true. That means until I is less than a of length. That means I is less than 6. Until I is less than 6, it will still go inside the loop and execute the set of instructions what we have given, right? So this is how your for loop works. Okay, thank you.